Hi everyone, it's Jess and I am here with another scrapbooking process video. This video is going to be the first one that I post with my new lights. It's very exciting for me. I hope that the difference shows on video. I have not compared them yet, but hopefully you all notice a difference. This video is sped up really fast because it's a long video. At the end of this video, I'm going to come to you talking to you as I made this video about why I chose the things that I did. So here I'm just looking through my bin of scrap papers. This is my bin of scrap cut apart papers, but it also has kind of gotten some non-cut apart papers put in it lately. I store my scrap papers in scrap papers and like cut apart pages that I've started to cut up. So here I am looking for pictures that I want to scrapbook. So today I am scrapbooking Scotland pictures once again. I'm so very close to being done the current album that I'm working on. And when I am, I'm going to probably switch back to scrapbooking photos from Italy. So these are some cut apart pieces from Chamel's Little by Little collection. Still probably one of my favorite Chamel collections, although I also really like Starshine and Go Now Go. So I don't know. I think those cameras are also from the Little by Little collection. I'm not sure. That is my Fiskars Procision. I think it's a rotary Procision rotary trimmer. I'm not sure. There is a review of it on my video that I made a long time ago. But it still works. It still is going great. So here I'm punching 3 circles out of a pattern paper, and I think I'm actually going to go back and punch 3 more circles that are smaller out of that pattern paper. Yeah, because they don't work with my scallop punch. One of the scallop ones I punched, or 2 of the scallop ones I just punched off the edge because I knew I was going to tuck them under the layers of paper along the side, so it didn't matter if they were cut off. And I did the same with one of the half circles as well. The other one that's half, I will just cut it off and put it, like, trim it with my scissors. Sorry, I was having issues. So I'm trying to decide if I want to use a cardstock background, and if I do want to use a cardstock background, white or gray, or the navy blue. The navy blue was in the running for a while, but it did not win. So I did go with white cardstock for the background. There is quite a bit of white cardstock in this, in these, not just this one, the Scotland album so far. So I decided to continue with that. I am inking everything in Black Soot Distress ink because I will be using some black accents on the page. You could also ink in gray if you wanted to. I ink that flower piece and I ink this tag, and I don't use either of them. So they are still sitting inked with black ink on my desk, which is a bit of a challenge because normally I ink stuff with brown ink. So they're waiting for another layout that I decide to ink in black. Then I will use them. Hopefully they match. So I'm going to use these little cameras as embellishments for my page. This layout should not have taken me as long as it took me, but my husband kept asking me questions about, we're in the process of buying a house and we're having some difficulty. So he kept asking me questions and telling me what the lawyer was saying and what the bank was saying. So good news is I think we have it all sorted now. So that's exciting. This is a scrap piece of paper, and I think it's a Simple Stories paper. I can't tell you what collection it's from. I'm sorry. But I'm fairly certain it is a Simple Stories paper. It might be from... No, sorry. I can't place it. That yellow paper is from Echo Park. It's from one of their summer collections. The back of it has all of ticket pieces on it. I had several pieces of that paper because I really like tickets, and I have black ink on my hands. So I'm going to notice right here that I have my other lamp on still, and not just the two big overhead lights, and I think I'll turn it off to get rid of that glare, hopefully. So I'm just marking where I want my pictures to go just with a pencil, so I know where to glue down the patterned paper strips that I cut. It's just easier that way instead of trying to get the pictures down and lifting up the edges of the pictures. And I was trying to decide there if I wanted more of the yellow showing or more of the multicolor print showing. I went with more of the yellow, and I didn't put that down straight. There I realized, oh, I'm using my other light, and it does show up as being brighter, but I have since stopped using it because it does make a glare on the page. When I'm gluing down something like pictures and I'm not sure if they're going to line up properly, I will use my Tombow dot adhesive because it comes off the paper better than the AGG tape. So I will often use it. I think I was talking to my husband there. I will use it just in case. Now this particular time they did line up nicely, but it doesn't always work like that. So I have just learned to tape them down with the Tombow Mono multi-tape. So I am going to be using that little bear on my layout, and he is going to show up in a couple more things too. My thinking was that these pictures were outside in a giant open field in Scotland. I don't even know if they have bears in Scotland. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure they told us that they don't have bears in Scotland. Oh well, he's cute. He can sorry, he can stay. I do not scrapbook. For example, I do have pictures of bears from a zoo in Scotland, but I would not put bears on a layout with bears. And here I was trying to figure this out because it was just like an empty spot. And I just wasn't feeling it. Like this card was just kind of sitting there, and I really wanted something that went all the way over to that outside edge of the paper, since in the top and the bottom it goes all the way to the edge, and I just felt like the bear was just kind of floating there. I didn't like it. Oh, maybe I do use a piece of that flower paper. If I do, you can't see it at the end. So if you want to replicate this layout, that piece of paper is not necessary at all. I'm fairly certain you don't see it when I'm finished because I didn't think it was there still. So I was trying to add in a bit of purple because these pictures are of the wild heather growing on Cullotta Moor, but I couldn't find a good spot. See, I'm trying again, and I can't find a good spot for that purple piece. I was like, it's not working because I had that piece at the top of that floral border strip, and the purple piece was competing with it, and then it looked like there was a block and then a circle and a block right under it, and it wasn't working for me. So this layout is really choppy. I started and stopped this video so many times while I was making it. So since I couldn't get that little purple piece off, I pulled out the little by little puffy stickers to see if I could fit something that was purple on with that. And here I'm just deciding where I want to put my 3 circles. And for this layout, I went on a diagonal flow, but that's what I'm going to explain when I come back to you. I will explain my reasoning for it. See, there's more bears, little puffy sticker bears. There were only 2 of them left, so I decided to just put them on this layout. And I'm adding foam squares to the back of the camera pieces, and I just popped that little camera piece up in the sky portion of that photo. So it's not covering up any of the trees or the heather, which is what I want you to look at. So there I have my title down. I use black glitter thickers for the title, and little doodlebug teensy type stickers.
Okay, everyone, I just wanted to come live, as it were, to explain a little bit about my process for choosing this flow to the page that I did. So first of all, there's a couple options on this layout format with 3 4x6 photos in a row. It's one of my favorite scrapbooking layouts to do because then this much real estate of your page is taken up. So if you're looking for something that's quick, that uses quite a bit of photos, this is an excellent option. Definitely one of my favorites. The other, you can do it this way too with the 3 portrait photos. Same idea, just flip your elements. So like maybe the title up here with something flowing down to the journaling down here. Same idea, just I happen to have 3 landscape photos. So my options for the embellishments were to put one here with the title. I knew that my journaling and my title was going to be here because it's really the only real estate that I had on the page. I could have moved it up here. I didn't because I didn't want the top to be top heavy, like heavier than the bottom. So that was my first decision that I made for this layout in balancing things out. And then you'll see in the video that I was struggling a bit with this down here. So I ended up grabbing just a scrap piece of paper that was on my desk and filling in this gap here because I really wanted something that went all the way across the page and didn't leave this white gap because my white spaces up here, that's my resting spot. That's the breathing room for the page so that you can take in the more busy aspects of it. So that's why I chose to bring it down so that it would feel like it was more centered, more held together at the bottom. So the next thing was, where do I put my embellishment clusters? Well, I could put one here and I could put one here. Those were my obvious choices. I wasn't sure about where to put this one. I did end up putting it in the middle because I thought then you go like from here to the photos to the top of the page. Like it has a nice diagonal flow. My other choice was moving this embellishment cluster down over to here, over to the bottom. Now, I've done it before. There were a couple reasons I didn't on this layout. One, I just wasn't feeling it. That's primary reason number 1. And 2 was because of the content of the embellishments that I had pulled out. I didn't want one to be up here and one to be identical down here because they are very the same. So I decided to move it across the page so that you get this diagonal flow. So you go from the journaling to the title to the photos and up. So you get this nice across the page. You can take in everything and they direct your eye. Or conversely, if you start at the top, then you go, oh, that's nice. And then you go, oh, there's the title. Same thing. So my big reason for not putting the embellishment over here was that I didn't like, now let's see if I have something that I can use on my desk. Here, I have a little bunny I can use. Sorry, yawning there. I could have done this sort of embellishment. So here, here, and then down here. But as you can see, this lines up exactly with the embellishments. I don't even like that. I even moved some of my enamel dots around because they were lining up with each other and I'm not a fan of that. So this is a really, really basic, simple scrapbooking layout that you can do with extremely minimal supplies. I used 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of pattern paper, and these weren't even full sheets. These were just scraps that I had. You could use 1 sheet of paper and use front and back for the strips. You don't see much of this multicolored strip here. It was more just for the color because I had the 3 colored cameras and those 3 colors showed up in this pattern paper. And then I had the navy cardstock for the scalloped circle, so I grabbed this piece because it had yellow and navy on it. So that brought in the navy more. And then this piece did have flowers on it, and you could see the flowers at some point, but now you can't. Again, the same colors as the Simple Stories paper. So everything on this layout started with these 3 cameras and this little bear card. Because I had the bear there, I tucked 2 more bears in either side of the embellishments, and that's how I decided that. But really, you don't need a lot of supplies to make this page. This is just circle layered on a scalloped circle. You could even just have a circle there if you cut it out. You could have like this is a stamp. I mean, I know it's not relevant to this, but it's the same shape as this cluster. Like if you have a stamp, you can color the stamp and cut it out. Like very, very minimal supplies needed for this layout. You basically need pictures and a background. Everything else you could, you know, you could make it work with whatever supplies you had on hand. So I hope this helps some of you who are new to scrapbooking with some easy minimal supply layout design. I'm going to try and get more of these videos up on my channel. I have a whole list of layout, like my go-to layout designs that I go with, and I even have some sketches for them. So come back soon. I will have more videos, and if you have any questions, as always, you can leave them in the comments down below on YouTube. I also have Instagram, a Facebook page, and a chat group now. All the information will be linked down below in the description box, like always. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon with some more beginner scrapbooking designs. Bye!